Was this myth created around the globe that it would be just used for a reporting tool wherein a simple honey solution for reports or it could be for dashboards. See, around 70 to 80% companies listed in NASDAQ. I'm talking about NASDAQ. 70 to 80% companies listed in NASDAQ use Power BI. So the pricing is one issue that I see in the other tools that you mentioned. So that's where the Power BI gets an upper hand. So yeah, most of the clients actually don't know or understand the gravity of a situation that Power BI can actually produce in order to get the desired results and outcomes. The data and the visualization tools are not just limited to the IT team, not just limited to any of the analysts, not just them. It is for everyone under this.
And welcome to the today's episodes of DotsTalk. I'm your host Diya Chandrani, and today we are talking about Microsoft Power BI, a tool that has always been in a buzz due to its continuous evolution and strategic positioning within its Microsoft environment. Joining with me today is Devendra Kumar Bhardwaj, one of our valued team members from Dotsquares, who work directly with the clients at Power BI implementations. Hi Devendra, welcome to the show. Basically, let's start with what Microsoft Power BI is.
Well, it would be kind of tough for me, and first of all, very big hello to all the viewers out there. Power BI, defining it into a single terminology would be kind of very tough, difficult task for me. And especially if you ask me a description about Power BI, let me just quickly explain you in terms of how a normal household works like. I don't know how big fan of cooking you are, but I'm a huge fan of cooking though, right? So just getting to that, Power BI is a tool which would act like garnishing on a dish, something like that. Let's say that you have so much, tremendous amount of data running around the world, right? You have data everywhere. The audio that I'm talking, the visualization that is happening, everything is data. Now this data is being stored into some place. Now this data, if it is in unstructured format, obviously it's going to have some of the other unwanted things too, like null values or duplicates and all that. Now what happens in this case scenario is that data is being taken out and it is presented into a very beautiful way, right? And that is done via Power BI. So Power BI is a tool which actually converts your data, which is not at all good, kind of unstructured, into something which is very visually appealing and which would be easy for users to interact with, and it gives you a good KPIs and all that visual. We will get into that, but this is the overall definition of Power BI.
That's a very clear explanation. So moving ahead, Power BI was once seen as a just reporting tool. How has it evolved into a business critical decision making platform?
You're absolutely right. Initial stages when Power BI was into development and before it was launched into the market, the expectations of the development team was certain that there was this myth created around the globe that it would be just used for a reporting tool wherein a simple honey solution for reports or it could be for dashboards. And it was considered to be an alternative solution for Excel dashboards, right? More often being more dynamic compared to Excel. But now if you see, Power BI is no more just a reporting tool. Let me just explain you how. Now, there are so many features in Power BI that I can talk about the whole day, but there are key features that makes it kind of unique compared to the others. I'll tell you how. Now, Power BI is obviously a reporting tool, but along with that, you do have certain things that you can do. First thing, you can do AI analysis. You can do the predictive analysis using AI. Second thing, there is an involvement of business logics. You can actually rely on Power BI to get your business logic set up. Point number 3. So Power BI also plays a critical role in decision making. It can be other campaigning ads, right, or for the marketing team, right? So it has got bunch of features included. So I don't think so that Power BI is no more just a reporting tool. It's a whole powerhouse, if you ask me, right? And it's not just limited to just one particular aspect. And just to give you a fact here, you won't believe, roughly around 70 to 80% companies listed in NASDAQ. I'm talking about NASDAQ. 70 to 80% companies listed in NASDAQ use Power BI, just not for the reporting purposes, obviously, right? For business growth, it could be about decision making about certain things in the market. So, yeah, that was my perspective about Power BI as of now.
You are absolutely right. As we can see that many of the companies are using Power BI just because it's very powerful tool. So moving ahead, a lot of tools are out there, Tableau, Looker and others. What makes Power BI stand out, especially for businesses choosing where to start?
Well, that was one tough question, I would say. Particularly if you ask me why Power BI stands out in the market, that's all because of the pricing, right? You see the comparison that's happening the worldwide. If you see, like you have mentioned, Tableau and Looker, right? These are very expensive comparatively. If you see the licensing cost, it's way more higher than compared to Power BI, and that's the best part, and that's the USP of Power BI. And someone who's looking to start a business, and to be frank, I just want to clear out this myth too that the Power BI is just limited to someone who's starting a new business. It can be for anyone. It could be big shot, or it could be someone from medium range to it could be someone from a small scale industry, right? It could be for anyone, right? So the pricing is one issue that I see in the other tools that you mentioned. So that's where the Power BI gets an upper hand. And the other thing that I love about Power BI is the integration that we talk about, right? Now, you know that Microsoft is one such huge giant in IT industry, right? And Power BI provides that flexibility that you can, integrate your services with any of the Microsoft products. Let's say Excel, the OG all time, and you talk about any of the DBs of Azure services, or it could be Dynamics, or it could be any third-party tool like Google Analytics or anything, right? So all this can be integrated with Power BI, so that makes it more scalable, more reliable, and this I think is the ultimate USP behind Power BI, and that's the reason you see the most of the users are dependent on Power BI compared to the other tools. So yep, so you have your data, and if you don't have any of the visualization tools, especially Power BI, it's like you have a Lamborghini but you have no road to ride, something like that. So Power BI would be equivalent to a Lamborghini in this case.
Okay, next, do you remember a client or project where Power BI made a real difference, maybe uncovered something unexpected or helped with a big decision?
Well, there are a lot of statements of clients in this scenario. Well, the one quickest that I can recap is, yep, a project related to healthcare. Right. So we had a client of ours, I think from US, I think. So they were into healthcare industry, and so they had this problem with their late appointments. Missed appointments was the problem statement of theirs, and they wanted a solution over it. Right. So what we did was normally we spoke to them. We normally go ahead with understanding the pain points of the client, and after we understood the pain points of the client, we connected Power BI to you know all the systems of there. Basically, they had like three systems. One was the ticket booking system, right? And the second was weather system, and third thing was their SMS alert system. So they had this three systems integration, and after connecting it to Power BI, for an astounding fact, if I tell you, right, we were kind of shocked to see this, that most of the missed appointments were coming out from just couple of regions. And the biggest reason, the factor behind the delayed appointments or the missed appointments was the weather, right? And those two regions actually faced huge rainfall, right? And what happened in that scenario was quite obvious that the patients didn't turn up, right? So this was one of the biggest challenge that our client faced. And as a solution, immediately client, after seeing the dashboard, after we pitched in some analytics, he basically prepared certain set of procedures to follow, out of which the first procedure was he also made sure there is telehealth services being implemented at that particular region. Second thing was we also made sure we connected third-party APIs for the weather updates, and this provided the client and helped the client to provide the real-time weather updates to the patients. And also along with that, we integrated their SMS services. So in order to make the clients be prepared and aware about the weather outcomes, weather scenarios outside. So this is how we tackled the situation, and you won't believe, out of a sudden, you just see that something which was not coming into our site, Power BI was able to capture it, right? And Power BI actually got something which was out of the radar until the project was delivered. So that's the power of Power BI that I'm talking about, right? And that's how we solved the solution of the client. And I was pretty happy with the statement that client came up with after we fixed the solution. So yep, so we do have kind of challenges that we face, but yeah, this is one such example of it.
Okay, that's a great example. I'm curious that did the client know what they wanted at the first, or did the real insight come only after exploring the data?
Obviously, client didn't know it. Client just had this statement that missed opportunities. They didn't know why exactly is this happening. And thanks to Power BI, the slicing and dicing features in Power BI, we were able to get the things done and project it out on the dashboard and then make some valuable insights out of it. So yep, most of the clients actually don't know or understand the gravity of a situation that Power BI can actually produce in order to get the desired results and outcomes. So this was one such example there.
Okay, great. So yes, there's a really big term, data democratization. What does really this means with Power BI?
Oh well, that's a good question though. Well, in my terminology, what I see as data democratization would mean is everyone gets an equal chance to sit at the data table. This would be a brief explanation about it. So which means that the data and the visualization tools are not just limited to the IT team, not just limited to any of the analysts, not just them. It is for everyone at the desk. Let me give you an example of it. How about if I say that there is a dashboard, that there is a team, digital marketing team who's been using it? How if I give you an example that the same dashboard is being presented and being used in different KPIs to the HR team, and similar dashboard is being used by the IT team, and similar dashboard is being used by the CEO of the company, but in a phone version, which Power BI actually allows you to do. So data democratization would mean everyone getting equal hands on the data. As simple as that. You need not be an analyst. You need not be in any of the tech savvy kind of guy. It's for non-technical people too, right? And just to add up there, this might be the actual reason behind success of Dotsquares, because we follow this internally too, right? Because we have dashboards being given to the CEO and we have dashboards for the various team too. So this is data democratization.
Okay, so next, and for people who aren't technical, or how does Power BI help them? Do they actually use it without needing help?
Well, like I just told you that Power BI is not just limited to someone who is an analyst or someone who has a tech background. It can be for anyone. That's what data democratization means. And to be frank, Power BI can be used by any non-technical guy too. Let me tell you why. See, Power BI doesn't need any of the coding. You need not know about SQL. You need not know about anything at all. It is very simple. It is slicing and dicing. As simple as that. Imagine you just have a click to do. You just do a simple click and the visuals pop up and the visuals interact in that way. So I don't think so that you will have to have a technical background just to use the Power BI tool. No, not at all. It is for everyone.
Okay, that sounds good. So as you said, they don't need to be experts. So have we had any clients who were surprised how easy it was?
Oh, it's a funny one, I would say. Almost all the clients, I would say. Most of the clients have this perspective that it's quite complicated. But what happens is that we normally, after we deploy the dashboard live, we normally go ahead with having 1 or 2 sessions with the client. And post 1 or 2 sessions, trust me, I've heard statements from client wherein client comes to us and they're like, I feel that I'm a data ninja now. Right? So it's that simple, right? And the way we kind of conduct those sessions, we always try to make sure that it's going to be very generic and easily understandable, right? So that was one story of the client, and I was very impressed and kind of shocked to see a new ninja data into the market. So yeah, that was funny though.
That's wonderful. Okay, so moving ahead, Power BI has started using AI features like asking questions in plain language or generating summaries. How do you see AI improving the overall experience?
Absolutely, AI is everywhere. They say that earlier, around few decades or centuries back, oil was the leading commodity in the world. But now, trust me, data is the new oil, right? And playing around with the data is actually need of the hour, to be frank. And having AI integrated into Power BI is also very crucial. And let me just take you through the features and functionalities which are already present in Power BI, which actually depend on AI. First feature would be narrative summary. Now imagine literally if any of a non-technical guy just goes there and types on a literal English language, they would be able to generate summary of the dashboard. Right, so that's the one biggest AI feature I feel which is very quite evident and important. And the second feature that I would like to add up here was Microsoft Copilot. Now, which is very known to the world, right? You just go there. Let's say that you're looking for monthly sales. You just type there, I am looking for monthly sales for this particular region, and that's it. Copilot does everything for you. It will automatically pick up the chart. It will automatically pick up the entities from the table, and there you go, bingo. You have the chart ready. So that is the second amazing feature which I feel Power BI is having an upper hand in. And the third feature would be Q&A. You ask any of the question to Power BI, right? It will give you an answer to it. As simple as that. You ask a question in English, a basic language, and you get an answer. So I think these three are one of the major and prime functionalities in Power BI, which is the reason behind Power BI being a USP in the market today.
That makes sense. Okay, so are these AI tools easy to trust, or do people still prefer checking manually?
Let me add a human touch to this question. It's not directly possible to trust AI. AI can be used as a guide, which will let you focus onto a visual that you're working, considering Power BI, right? So AI would play that crucial role there, but it's like more often having a GPS, to be frank. Now, what does a GPS do? You need not be let's say that you're using Google Maps. You need not be a GPS engineer to use Google Maps, right? Same thing happens with Power BI. You need not be an analyst to use Power BI. Now, let me get back to the GPS example that I was talking about. So GPS is crucial. It guides you from where to go, right? From here to there. It will give you a pathway, but it's always sometimes best to choose the scenic routes, right? So in Power BI, AI can be used as a guide, but sometimes you will have to take the scenic routes in order to get the report fixed.
So is there any client who can say that fit everything into one dashboard?
I knew this. I knew that this question would come. Well, not one client, almost all the clients. They want everything into a single dashboard. And you will be amazed and shocked to see what kind of answer do I give in this kind of scenarios. Have you ever been into a cockpit? No, didn't get a chance. I give them the same answer. I give them that I can definitely put everything into a single dashboard, which is quite tough to manage. Clients are very tough to manage. Thanks to the team that we have got here, thanks to the expertise that we have got here, right? Because it's like a kind of cakewalk for us, right? Because it happens on a regular basis. Now, just to add to that cockpit view, imagine if I put up everything into a single dashboard. Okay, that would look like some NASA cockpit. You are into space. You are just seeing so many buttons out there. You have this screen, you have this peddler, you have rotators, you have so many things there, right? So it wouldn't make sense at all. And then in a polite tone, we try to make things easy and understandable for the client. How do we do it? We try to showcase them that no, rather than having everything being put up into one single dashboard, it would simply cluster out things. As simple as that. How about dividing things, right? How about having a different dashboard for a sales team? How about having a dashboard for a marketing team and a dashboard for accounts team, right? That's how we split up, because end of the day, your data is going to talk.
Yes.
Right? And through the learnings that you get from your data, you would be able to take certain decisions, right? And through that decisions, you're going to indirectly impact the growth of your organization too, right? As simple as that. So we always try to insist that keep one dashboard to just one story, right? And what happens in this case is that since you have got data talking, you will be able to ask better questions, right? And once you start asking those better questions, what happens is that you go by the feeling of data. You don't go by the feeling of your gut. And that's a huge drastic change I'm talking about, right? When you are into a management level, you cannot just go with your instincts. You cannot just go with your gut feelings. You have to use the data that is there. So this actually makes it easy for premium clients or someone who is a decision taker into an organization to actually go by data driven rather than going gut driven.
Okay, so moving ahead with the rapid fire round, let's wrap up with a fun one. If Power BI were a superhero, what would its superpower be?
Okay, that's an interesting question there. I would actually invent one for Power BI. How about keeping this as Insight, Captain Insight, right? So how about keeping it as Captain Insight? Now, what does Captain Insight does? Obviously, it's not going to break walls, punch here and there. It's not going to do. But yeah, if there is a fight, Power BI can actually, if it was a superhero, it can actually come in between the fight, and it can actually ask you, hey guys, we have got problem with supply chain management. So it would definitely have that power. But yeah, so I would definitely go ahead with Captain Insight, because Power BI actually sees certain things which a normal human couldn't see, right? And it actually helps you in getting out those insights which are hidden. And it also helps you with those data analysis and decision making, like I've previously told you. So obviously, Captain Insight.
Okay, let's do a quick rapid round. Just say the first thing that comes into your mind.
Absolutely.
Okay, most underrated Power BI feature.
Most underrated Power BI feature, narrative summary.
Okay. Power BI in one word.
Power BI in one word, that's a quite tough one. Empower.
Okay. Excel or Power BI?
Like I told you, this is again that Dhoni versus Virat kind of question, or Messi Ronaldo question. Power BI, but due respect to Excel, the OG.
A common Power BI myth you would love to burst.
It's for everyone. It's just not for the analyst. That's what I've been telling you again and again.
Okay. The best industry in your opinion for Power BI?
Probably I would say healthcare, because it has got more insights.
One
And
tip.
some of my
Sorry
to interrupt. Because most of my recent projects have been related to healthcare, so I would definitely choose healthcare.
Okay. One tip for someone starting Power BI today.
Deep dive into it. You will not learn swimming until you get into the pool. Just go to the desktop version, try slicing, dicing, and have fun into it. That's the only point.
Okay. Devin, thank you for joining with us and making Power BI in a very clear way. It's amazing to have a right team with the right tools and with the right data. To our listeners, if you are looking to turn data into real insights, Dotsquares is here to help. This is Diya Chandrani and you are listening to DotsTalk. See you next time.